Welcome back to my table. It's the fourth Sunday of Advent, and it's time for us to light all of the candles on the Advent wreath. This fourth Sunday of Advent is always the very last before the Feast of Christmas. And it really is this time when our anticipation is meant to be built almost beyond bearing. The theme for this day is a house for God. And we hear that theme in a couple of ways. The first is through bold King David, who wants to make a name for himself by building a house for God. And he has a pretty interesting exchange with God in prayer. He makes this offer of a temple. He doesn't think it's fit for God to have to dwell in a tent that keeps moving around with the people of Israel. He wants to build a permanent home fit for the glory of the God that has revealed the self of God to the people of Abraham. But God has other things in mind. God very politely rejects this offer of a house and points out that God's never really asked for a house to live in. Instead, God turns the tables on David and says that God's going to make a house of David. He's going to make a commitment to David and his family all throughout the generations to be faithful with David so long as David is faithful to God. That house of David is ultimately the house that produces Jesus, the Messiah. And here we get the second way of understanding our theme of a house for God. Because Mary, humble, young, probably frightened Mary, is the one who finally does make a house for God, the one who was found to be fit for being a home for the coming Messiah. Mary willingly accepts God's invitation to be the mother of Jesus. She accepts that call with great humility and with confidence because she is faithful. So as we gather around our tables on this last Sunday of Advent, it's probably worth our asking, how are we preparing our house as a house for God? Because God is coming very soon. In fact, later this week. And God needs a house to dwell in. There's no reason why it can't be our home that welcomes Christ. And Christ will make a home with us if we simply open the door. Amen.